Hello there, my name is JD from Studio 2105. Welcome back to MixStream Online and a brand new episode of Weekly Update Wednesdays. A warm welcome to all the new viewers and a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons who help to support the channel financially. Do sign up for the email list for a bunch of free stuff, and if you want to become a patron, you can sign up via www.patreon.com/studio2105. If you have any questions related to recording, mixing, mastering, music production, music arrangement, music theory, and even music business, I'd love to hear from you, right? Leave your questions or your feedback down in the comments below. You can always email me as well, or you can hit me up on any of my social media platforms. This week's featured question is about finding the right mixing and mastering engineer. It's a question that's come up a number of times online, so I decided, hey, why not? It's time to address this topic. Without further ado, let's head down into it. How does one go about finding the right mixing and mastering engineer? Do I look for one that specializes in my genre? How does one find the right fit? With the internet and the proliferation of home-based studios, it's really easy to be overwhelmed by the sheer number of people that offer mixing and mastering services online. A functioning, up-to-date website is a good indicator. I'd start by looking at the website, look for information on their engineers, their backgrounds, a list of their clients, the credits. I'd look for notable names, well-known artists, award winners perhaps. If all they have is just a Fiverr account and a SoundCloud page, I'd usually give them a miss. They should have some samples available to listen to and also a rate card for their services. Now, an equipment list is can be helpful, but I won't get too caught up on that. Expensive gear and fancy looking rooms and racks of equipment. It can be deceiving, right? In the end, it's the ears that matter. A word of caution though, when it comes to a mastering engineers, the room and the gear is gonna be of paramount importance, right? If somebody just has a computer and a couple of plugins and calling themselves a mastering engineer, right? I would have serious doubts about it. And if they don't have an excellent monitoring system and accurate, dedicated room for mastering, right? Then what's the point? Look at the credits of your favorite sounding records. Find out who mixed and who mastered it. Sadly, with digital streaming platforms, that information is a little bit hard to find because all the technical credits are quite often it's omitted in the metadata. Very often, right, you will only just have the publishing information, that means the songwriters, and sometimes even you may have the producer's name on it. Okay, now you may have to dig a little bit deeper, right? You got to do a little bit of research to find out who was involved, right, in the recording, the mixing, the mastering process. Basically, right, who are the technical people who are involved behind the scenes. Talk to your local artists, musicians, bands, especially those who have had records released before, and find out who worked on them and whether or not they were happy with it. Now, word of mouth is still one of the best ways of finding people with the right skills and talents in the music industry. I personally don't agree with the whole genre thing, right? The aspect of finding an engineer who specializes in the genre. But unfortunately, in our line of work, we mixers and mastering engineers, we do get pigeonholed into certain styles, right? Especially if we've worked on a particularly successful record. I made a couple of successful records with Estd, with Bunkface, with Hyperact. So I'm often viewed as an indie / pop punk producer engineer, but in actual fact, I've actually worked with many hip-hop, R&B artists, right? Malay pop, even EDM, acoustic singer-songwriters, and even an occasional country album as well. What I'm getting at is that we as mixers or mastering engineers, we are fans of music. It's regardless of style, it's regardless of genre, culture, or language. Now, I've had conversations with many of my fellow audio colleagues. Pretty much almost all of them think and feel the same way. We all love music, right? And we have a vested interest. We have an interest, right, to make our clients sound the best that they possibly can. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't, for me at least, okay, it doesn't matter what style of or genre or what kind of style of music that I am working on. I've always emphasized having good relationships and good communication with the clients, and this is kind of one area where you can sort of evaluate, what kind of person you're working with. When you first get into communication with a potential mixer or a potential mastering engineer, does he or she sit down with you, the client, right, asking for references, learning about the story behind the songs, finding about your influences, get to know you better, and does he or she, right, exhibit a genuine interest, right, in establishing and maintaining a relationship? Or is the person the type who just shows up for work, asks you to send the files, collects the payment once they're done, and then you never hear from them again? One of the intrinsic and hidden aspects of the record making process is the overall experience itself. When you get a chance to work with an awesome recording engineer, a mixer, a mastering engineer, they will always leave you with the feeling that you've gained something of value beyond, right, just delivering you that final mix and that final master. I've mentioned this many times before on my channel, all right? When I started my music career with my band, I had the opportunity to work with Greg Henderson, who is an awesome producer, right? Who's also became my mentor as well. Not only was he a producer and engineer who, recorded, who produced us, who mixed our album, he made us better songwriters, better musicians, better arrangers, better everything, right? Better people, better persons as well. And then when I moved on and began my professional career as a producer, I would rely on, right, several amazing, right, mastering engineers. Bob Olson from Nashville, there's Tom WALTZ who's from Boston, and there's Cielto and Nick Lee right here in Malaysia itself. You know what really differentiated them apart from so many others was the fact that working with them was a learning experience. It wasn't just a transaction. It wasn't just something where, I send the file and then, right, I get back the master and then I pay you and then that's it. They point out issues, right, in the mix, or maybe some blind spots that I might not have noticed right here in my own studio. Maybe too much 300 hertz in the low mids, or, too much 2K in the vocal. And this is the valuable feedback and information that you will get from working with a great mastering engineer. I'm not saying that mastering your own mixes is bad, or going with your online, automated mastering processes is bad. It's just that there is something of incredible value when you actually work with an experienced mastering engineer. To me, that's the beauty of working with fellow human beings. For me, this principle applies to almost everything in life. And if you narrow it down to perhaps the record making process, be it the producer, be it a session musician, be it a songwriter, those positive life enriching moments and lessons that you can only gain through, right, the experience of working with another fellow person. These kind of things, money simply can't buy. So there you go. That's my take, right, on the question of finding the right mixer or mastering engineer. Hopefully it's been useful. Hopefully it's been helpful. And if you found it informative, please do leave a like. Do share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed, do become a subscriber and also click on the notification bell so that you'll be updated every time I put out a new video. I hope to see you real soon. Once again, please leave your questions and your feedback down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Till next time, happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, and music.